Hi guys, Brooksy99 here. Today I'm going to be showing you a quick tip to improve your models. And I've got a very simple set of steps that I modelled and textured, and they look pretty good. However, these 90-degree edges look unnatural. You never see anything like this in the real world with a very sharp angle like that. So what we would usually do is on the front of the treads we would add a bevel to make it look more natural, which you can see I've done to this set here. It's the same step, just copied and beveled, and you can see it looks infinitely better than the first set of steps. However, the poly count on this is fairly high. By the time you add a 2cm bevel with 5 segments to make that curve, you're increasing the poly count, which most people don't really care about, but if you want your maps to run correctly, you need to try to use as few polys as possible. I'm going to show you a way of doing it without having to use all these faces. So I'll select these steps, go to edit mode, edge select, at the top of each tread, press Ctrl B for a bevel, hit 2 to add a 2cm bevel. Now that looks better than a 90-degree angle, but it still doesn't look like that. There's an easy way around that. Go to edge, face select those, and I'm going to add a modifier. So I'm going to add edge split, set the angle to 55. I'm also going to add a weighted normal. And you can see here it says enable auto smooth and object data properties, so I will do that. Go down, hit auto smooth, it's on 30 degrees. Hit that, deselect. Almost identical to the one with all the faces. In fact, I think this one looks better, it looks more rounded. But if I go back to edit mode, you can see the poly count is super low. In fact, let's have a look how many polys this is. Statistics. 50 triangles for those steps. This step equivalent is 90 triangles. So we've almost half the amount of polys, which is very important. The other thing, to make things even better, what I would do is I would make a simple collider for this as I'm making the steps. The more complex a collider, the more performance it's going to use. So what I do is when I'm making these steps, I model these like this. That's 20 polys. There's my collider. I will name it step collider, as you can see. I will then make a copy of it, and then on the copy I will add my loop cuts on the treads, pull back the faces to make them recess. In Unity, this mesh will be tagged with a mesh collider and the mesh renderer turned off. These steps the opposite, so there'll be no mesh collider but the mesh renderer is on, so you're actually seeing this but skating on the collider. And that makes a big difference. I know it slows down your map making, but it will improve your map overall. And when you start getting into big maps, you're going to need all these little performance boosts to make it run. Okay, I hope that helped, and see you next time.